Welcome! Today we're going to make fire cider vinegar. Fire cider vinegar is made with live vinegar. Live vinegar being a vinegar with the mother or a raw, unprocessed vinegar that has live bacteria. Food fermentation is something I'm really passionate about because of the benefits of fermented foods in our diet. You may have heard of probiotic foods and supplements. Probiotics have a specific level of bacteria in them that benefits your gut and your health. Vinegar in general, live vinegar, occurs when you use like any kind of fruit in a jar with sugar and water. There are bacteria in there, Acetobacter, that will eat the carbohydrate, produce acetic acid, which is the vinegar, the lovely flavor of vinegar, and also the preserving quality of vinegar. But today we're making fire cider vinegar. We're going to use a purchased vinegar, a live vinegar. We're going to use some antibacterial, antimicrobial spices and vegetables, including hot peppers. This is a combination of serrano and jalapeno peppers, just coarsely chopped. And then fresh ginger. I peeled and coarsely chopped some fresh ginger, and I'll show you how I did that today by chopping up some turmeric. Some chopped up garlic, onion, orange, and lemon, and I'll finish chopping up this lemon so you can see how I did that. But you can see they're fairly largely chopped. Same with the onion. It's also important to have clean, sterilized jars. Some people will boil their canning jars or their gallon jars, whether they're quart or gallon. I like to just set my oven at its lowest temperature, which is 170, and put them in for 10 minutes. I'm going to use a gallon. You can start out with a quart. Today, this is probably going to make more like a half a gallon for now. So I'm going to glove up. I'm going to show you how to peel your turmeric or your ginger, which I already did. And again, you want to glove up when you're touching turmeric because it stains pretty deeply. And if you have a cutting board that you're worried about staining, you might just cut it up on a plate. Hold on to your spoon, grasp it like with the palm of your hand, and just peel up. And then grab my knife, cut it in two so I can lay it flat without it rolling around. And then I'm just going to chop it up. It's not an exact recipe, it's more about technique. And I'll finish chopping the lemon. The way I chop my lemon and orange both is I sat them on the board, I cut off the ends so they would sit flat, and then I cut this down the middle, and then I quartered them, and then I came in at an angle and cut out that pith, took out the seeds. Although you could leave the seeds because in the end you're going to strain all these fruits and vegetables out. So I'm just chopping them in quarters and then eighths. So now we have all of our ingredients ready to go. Again, if you want to add cranberries, if you want to add other fruits that ferment well, I don't recommend fruits that are mushy like bananas, but most fruits, pears, apples, oranges, do pretty well. Pineapple ferments really well. Ginger ferments really well. I'm just gonna, this wide mouth jar is wide enough that I can just pour the ingredients in. So I'm pouring in the oranges, the lemons, ginger, turmeric, slip it on in, garlic, the chopped up garlic. And then I like spicy foods, where I've got my serrano and jalapeno peppers. You could do habanero. I just cut them down the middle and cut off the stems, left all the seeds. And then finally, horseradish. This happens to be Bubby's from the refrigerator section. I got about a half a cup in here. Just gonna dump it in. And then the most important thing is to cover all of this with a live vinegar. Like I said, I might have to go get some more vinegar. You can see a little bit of the mother going in. Don't let that scare you. It doesn't look great. So I could leave it like this and just, ferment it as is, although I need to show you a few more things, or I can go get more vinegar so I can make more cider. And so that's probably what I'll do. But the next thing that you want to do after you get your vinegar level above your vegetable level is to weight it down with the pickle pebbles. The other thing you can do is you can take a bag of marbles and tie them tight, a plastic bag of marbles, and set that on top. Sometimes I'll take a plastic lid and like a disposable yogurt lid, and I'll cut that so I can slip that inside and then put this weighted glass pebble on top. So I'll cut a plastic round, put that down from an old lid, and then put this on top of it to hold it down. Basically, the point is to hold the vegetables or any herbs or fruits below the level of the vinegar. And then you want to put up on a burping lid. I like using this lid that will aerate, so I put a little water up to the level, and you can get these at homebrew shops, or you can order them online. I'm just going to screw on the lid. Put this in a cool, dark place. Again, I'll have the liquid level all the way up to here, and I'll put something to hold the vegetables and fruits below the level of the liquid so they're not exposed to the air in the jar. It will start fermenting right away, and you might see some bubbling. It's a good idea every week to give it a little shake. And in 4 to 6 weeks, you'll have a really nice ferment. At that point, I usually take a bowl with a spout, preferably, or a large measuring cup. I put a sieve on top of it, and I'll show you the one I use. I'll put this over a bowl, pour off the liquid, and then store that at room temperature in the refrigerator. I like to add some raw honey to kind of mellow out the flavors and for the additional properties, antibacterial properties that honey give to this elixir. And I suggest that you have a tablespoon of it a day, or wait until you're feeling a little punky, or maybe you feel a cold coming on. Because of the antibacterial, antimicrobial, all the antioxidants, and the warming qualities of this elixir, it can help you make you feel better quicker. That's what I have today. Again, if you want to learn more, I recommend Fire Cider, a great book by Rosemary Gladstar, or just pull something online and start fermenting. Have fun and feed your healthy gut bacteria or microbiome as you go. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you'll tune in again. Take care.